All right, welcome back. We are getting ready to start the fourth and final part of our journey through Final Fantasy when it comes to Final Fantasy 1. Where we left off was we actually just beat the last elemental fiend in Tiamat. So we have all four crystals brought back to life. Everything is good. And while we were up in the Sky Tower, we saw that all the energy from all the fiends were converging onto the Chaos Shrine, which is where the final dungeon is going to be. So what we're going to do here is let's load this up. There's a few things that we're going to do prior to hopping into the final dungeon. Now we got the adamantite from the Sky Tower. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to go get Excalibur. Okay. So where we're going to head first is going to be back to the Dwarves Cavern. Which is right here. Boom, adamantite. Is this adamantite? Hoots, I will use to make the finest sword you'll ever wield. Beautiful. Done. In all my years, I have never crafted a finer sword. Go on, take her. She's yours. And now we have the Excalibur. So again, it may not be the strongest sword in raw power, but it's going to be the sword that does the most damage. Now, a knight is the only one that can equip it. So let's go ahead and equip this now. But this has a hidden factor where, not even hidden anymore, you can read it right here. It's effective against all types of enemies. So that means it gets bonus damage against all enemy types. So there is a sword that in raw power is a little bit stronger than the Excalibur. But that's okay. We're going to stick with the Excalibur until the end of the run. And then there's just a little bit of shopping left, but before I do this, I kind of just want to make sure my magic is in good standing. Yep, that looks where I want that there. And do we have all the good stuff that we need here? Yeah, I'm not going to use the damaging spell against the undead with the White Wizard. I want to save that for the Cure 4s. So this is a point where we have 626,000 gil. And this is the last time to really buy anything. So, and there's no reason to really hold on to anything. I'm not going to even need all this stuff. But just why not? Yo, Ronnie, what's going on? How you doing today? And let's just max these out. Again, we don't really need these, but why not? Nothing else to really spend it on. Perfect. Okay. So, while I'm here, stay at the end, one final heal. You doing a little better today? Love to hear that. Hell yeah, let's go. Let's go. Man, hopefully each day just keeps getting a little bit better, a little bit better. I mean, that's all we can really hope for, right? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Got a chance to get home from work early today. Hence the reason why the stream's starting a little bit early. And yeah, life is pretty good right now. And we're about to dive right here into the final dungeon, the Chaos Shrine. And I did not need to go up that high. Okay, it's gonna be difficult. And I'm gonna save here just because. Okay, so this is it. Now these bats that did not talk earlier, now that we can speak Lufinian, they actually speak. The power of the four fiends absorbed from the crystals are being fed into the past by the black crystal. The one distorting the beautiful light of the crystals is the one we've been looking for all along. The true root of all evil lies just ahead. Really? Yeah, these are the same skeletons you saw in the beginning of the game. Alright, so let's go ahead and dive into this. You focus the light of the four shining crystals, fire, earth, water, and wind, on the black crystal. The flow of time surges and space begins to warp. Just one step forward and you will travel back 2,000 years in time. Now what we're going to do, I'm just going to let this music play for a minute. The Pixel remasters did a hell of a job with the music. So I just want everyone to enjoy it for a minute. So I'm just going to let this just kind of ride out without doing anything. Alright, we'll continue on. There's one thing I do like about the Pixel remasters. They did a hell of a job in the final dungeons for these games. Just remixing just a little bit of the music and really upping it. Absolute perfection. And if any of you had no idea, there's another free game to play. Hot Wheels Rift Rally. Alright, you gotta tell me, did you get the game? And if you did, how is it? I get the feeling one of those games is probably just really fun to play for absolutely no reason. And let's see. Where can we go? We only have one place we can go, right? Two. We can go up or down. Probably don't need to go up, but we're going to go up first. Two. Going here. Right now you're trying it out, but so far I'm liking the vehicles. They're being shown. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome, and it's free. Always a good price. Now, are the play controls good? Hey Ruby, how you doing? Yeah, for my journey here through the Final Fantasy games, I'm doing the Pixel remasters. One reason is I think they did an amazing job with the Pixel remasters. The other part of it is it's really all I have available for some of these games. You know, unfortunately, I don't have my NES anymore, so I cannot play the original version of this. Because if I did have it, I would most definitely play that one first. Yeah, so really 1 through 6 are all going to be done through the Pixel remasters. And how you doing today? Hope you're having a good day so far. You doing good? Love to hear that. And here are the two most useless treasure chests in this game. Like, I really don't understand why they're going to give all this money in the final dungeon when you really cannot do anything with it. What is an elixir and dry ether? I thought it was the money chest. Guess not. And Ruby, did you get a chance to play any of the Pixel remasters? If you did, what did you think of them? That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, sometimes it's like that. It's like, no, I'm not in the mood for all this extra stuff right now. I'll deal with it later. No, not yet. Okay, yeah, if you do get a chance to, I highly recommend it. I really feel like it's like some of the better versions of these games to play. Because I will say one thing, the auto battle option here, it's wonderful. Really just ran away, huh? Where are we going? I think up there to the... Yep. Cool. You might try to hit rank 800 tonight in Elder Scrolls. Let's go. How far away are you? Yeah, how far away are you from the 800? Need to heal a little bit. Yep. $784. Oh, you got this. You got this. Only have to go up 16 more. I believe. I believe in you, Ronnie. I do. Alright, so you're hoping to get a major boost when doing the dungeon, if you can find one. I have no doubt that you will. Yeah, the version is it is really good. I mean, outside of just some like the small play mechanics that they improved upon, it really stays true to what the original game is. And they did these little touch-ups to some of the music. Now, I'm also a really big fan of the Final Fantasy music. I need to do items. I mean, I meant to do items, not magic. Like, I'm the person who has a lot of the soundtracks saved onto my phone. I have the soundtracks for Final Fantasy 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 13-2, 13-3, 15, 7 remake, and yeah, I think that's it. I think those are the ones that I have. And love them. Trying to make sure we're going in the right direction. Here we go. Now, one thing they have going on here in the final dungeon for this game is you're going to battle all the elemental fiends again. So each floor is going to have one of the elemental fiends that you fought earlier in the game, and they're going to be stronger this time. So the first one we're going to run into is going to be Lich. He's going to be guarding the stairway coming up here. 15 was your favorite out of the music? Oh, hell yeah. And Kingdom Hearts. You know, actually, I don't have the Kingdom Hearts soundtracks. What was I thinking? Because I love the games, and I love the music in the games. Though I have not finished... now that I think about it, I have not finished Kingdom Hearts 3. Alright, so let's just heal up here real quick. Yeah, I'm just kind of wasting my potions because they're kind of unnecessary. Let's go have some fun. Nope, I want to... Oh, there was one thing that I did forget to do, but that's okay. We'll be fine. So there is... let's see here. Let's go ahead with Holy. There is where you buy the bottle with the fairy in it. There's a shop at that Oasis that you can buy, I guess, supplements in a way that will increase your strength, HP, stuff like that. And it does help against chaos if you are struggling. And I did want to buy some just to kind of show what that looked like. But we will be fine without it. I don't want to go too crazy with these. Okay, so this temper spell right here that increases one's attack, this will actually stack with itself. I'll go back and do Holy. We got plenty of ethers. And so you can continuously just use it to just really boost your fighters and how much damage that they can do. And there's Lich. Down. This one you have to kind of walk all the way around. Yep. Not too bad though. And let's go Black Robe. And Thor's Hammer. Agree, Kingdom Hearts is a good game. I know when I first heard of it, I was very skeptical. I'm like, Disney and Final Fantasy together? Don't really see how that's gonna work. And I was wrong. Very happily wrong. Because it ended up being just a very, very fun game. Fun series. And I don't know, have y'all seen the teaser trailer for Kingdom Hearts 4? Okay. Sweet. Alright, so this here is going to be the Fire Elemental Fiend. And I do want to just kind of heal up again real quick. I do like to try to go into these fights fully healed. Okay, so this fight does play out very much kind of like how the first one did, where there's no real elemental weaknesses that the Fire Fiend has, the Merilith. So you are really going to want to just boost up your physical attacks as much as possible. And yeah, and just kind of go ham. So you did get to see. What'd you think of it? Because it's very different than what the other three Kingdom Hearts games look like. I mean, it looks like it's a big change. Continue to cast Holy. Temper. Do Holy. Ooh, that's gonna hurt, isn't it? Not that bad. Alright, so that is 2 elemental fiends down. Perfect. Now, there is... I'll show this part here. There is some chests down here. If you want to kind of like boost up, do a little bit of extra grinding, this is a good place to really do that. And I'll kind of show you what's going on down here. It does. It looks really realistic. Which is going to be really interesting because it's such a contrast from the originals. Four red dragons. And they are literally coming out blazing. And let's heal up with the high potions. Protect ring. And then maybe one or two more fights. And then we'll see what the last treasure chest has. And another sword strictly if you have a ninja. It's a great weapon for the ninja, but we do not have one in the party. Hey, One Thumb, what's going on? Everything is good here. Everything is good. We're just here in the final dungeon, getting ready to go against Chaos. Just travel 2,000 years into the past, trying to save the world. Oh yeah, perfect timing. Alright, so we already got the Fire Fiend down. Now let's go down to the next level. Level my party. Right now we're all 43. While I'm here, let me go up and heal a little bit. Which is more than enough to finish up the game. What are my thoughts on Final Fantasy 16? And people think that it's going to be like Devil May Cry. I do know that they took the fighting director from Devil May Cry to create the combat for 16. I know a lot of people are kind of really upset about that. At this point, I'm just going to hold off my judgment on how all that plays out until I actually get a chance to play the game. I, for one, am very excited for this game. Everything that I've seen about it, and the transparency about it as well, has been very impressive. Like, you know, they're saying this is what the schedule's going to be. We're going to show this at this time, this at that time, and it has been on point every single time. And I know, you know, Yoshi P is like the main producer of the game, and let me see where we're going here. We gotta get all the way down there. and he has a really good track record. So I'm still very hopeful that this game is just going to be absolutely amazing. I know it's like, from what they're describing about it, it's going to be between 30 and 40 hours to beat the game. It's mostly going to be linear, a little bit of open world, but for the most part, it's going to be pretty linear with some side quests. And I'm okay with it. I am quite okay with that being the way that the game itself is going to play out. The production value looks absolutely top notch from everything that I've seen. And I am very much a sucker for summons in the way they do that in the series. And the summon battles that I have seen so far just look epic in nature. Look absolutely epic in nature. So yeah, overall I'm very, very excited for when the game comes out. I've already got my pre-order in, so I'm waiting for that. You know, I've got, what, about a little less than 3 months now until it gets released. Which, hopefully nobody from work is on this right now. I did request off a couple days from work just so I can dedicate it to playing that game. Because I did the same thing when Final Fantasy VII Remake came out. And I was very grateful that I could just sit there, play, and not have to worry about going to work or anything like that. Do I have a favorite one of the Final Fantasies? Yes, I do. My favorite one of the Final Fantasies is Final Fantasy IX. With Final Fantasy VI being like a 1B. So like if it would be like 1A and 1B, it would be Final Fantasy IX followed by Final Fantasy VI. Do you have a favorite? What, if you do, what is your favorite? And also, Ruby, what are your thoughts on 16? One other thing I do want to mention about this floor, if you do get to the point where you're in the Chaos Shrine and you feel underleveled, like if you go against Chaos just kind of like wipes the floor with you and you need to get a little bit stronger, this is an excellent floor to level up on. Six and 7 for you. Very nice. See, I love 7 too. I mean, I all right. In all fairness, I love this. I mean, I love the series, but there really isn't a game that I don't like. I really enjoy them all for what they are. I have some that I do enjoy playing more than others, and the ones I've probably replayed the most would be 4, 6, 7, 9, 10, 13. And at least 7 Remake, I played through that quite a bit. And I played this one a lot too. Yeah, but 6 and 7, both great choices. Yeah, we're gonna go. I don't think I've really explained this before. The reason why I use the giant gloves, because this casts Saber. Saber raises the attack a lot on your fighters. Very, very high. Highly recommend. And we are... I'm still going to do haste first. And I got 2 holies to use. We'll use those. Yeah, the ATB system. Okay, so bigger fan of those, not like the action RPGs, and that's completely fair. Paste here. Let's use that. So if you think you take the nostalgia out of it, you have to give the nod to 6. Yeah, 6 is so good. 6 is actually the only one of the Pixel remasters that I have not played yet. And I've only really held off playing it because I want to stream it. Like my first playthrough of that in particular version. Let's go back to Holy. Yeah, but completely understand, like I said, like completely understand not really digging on the action RPGs as much, and just really kind of enjoying the active turn base or even just regular turn base. They're all great choices. Hey, look, the first 3 games in 10, those are perfect for that. Absolutely perfect. Just put your controller down, not have to worry about anything at all. It's great. All right. On this floor here is going to be the strongest weapon in the game right down here. So this is where we're going to go. That's the Masamune. So we're going to grab that one first. You know what? Why not? As a kid, you were into Dragon Warrior 1 and 2, Final Fantasy 1, and that's how I got into RPG games. Same. The very first RPG game I played was this one right here on the NES. And before this, I never ever played anything even remotely close to what this game was, like this style of game. But I instantly fell in love with it. Instantly fell in love with it. And I have been a fan ever since. Now, I'll obviously dive into this more as we kind of continue through my playthrough with the series, but like, it really messed me up when I found out that the Final Fantasy II that was released outside of Japan, which was the first one that I played, was Final Fantasy IV. When I found that out, and found out that I missed out on, Final Fantasy 2 and 3 that was actually released in Japan, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what's going on? How could they not release it? But now we have them, so it all worked out in the end, but it was still very shocking. For you, it was Dragon Warrior 1. You got it for free when you renewed Nintendo Power. Yo, Nintendo Power, let's go. I used to love. I had Nintendo Power. I had that subscription. It was, oh man, it was everything. Actually, that's the reason why I even played the very first Final Fantasy, because I got the strategy guide for Final Fantasy. It just came with my subscription, and I'm reading it and I'm like, what is this? This looks like the most fascinating game I've ever seen. I have to play this, and I got it. And it was just, it was kind of love at first sight. Alright, so we're going to equip the Masamune to the Red Wizard. Just because. You played 1, 4, 6, 11, and 12. 11 is the one Final Fantasy game I've never played. So when that game first got released, because it was, it's the multiplayer one, and my computer that I had at the time could not handle it. It could not handle the game at all. So I just never got a chance to play the game. I did play 14 quite a bit. The only thing with 14 was that I don't play it enough to justify the $15 monthly subscription. So it looks good, you're going to love it, but you don't have a PS5. Well, when you have it on a, when you do get a PS5, I don't know, that's kind of in your plan of stuff to purchase, but if it is, and then you kind of be able to play it at that time. But I get that, like, it would be nice if it was a little bit more available everywhere else, but I don't think that, say, the PS4 would be able to handle that game very well. You played on the PS2. Oh, so you had like the network adapter that you can kind of plug in and everything to the PS2. That is awesome. I did read somewhere where they're going to start to combine this. I don't know, it's the monthly subscription, the service, or something between 11 and 14 here in the future. Oh, you're definitely going to be able to play it on Steam. It's going to come out on Steam 6 months after the release for the PS5. So you would definitely be able to play it on Steam. So fun little trivia fact here. If you're playing this on the NES version and not the Pixel Remaster or on the older versions, Tiamat, she does something a little bit different than the other fiends that we've already encountered, where they would always be right by the steps. She pops up right here. So you're kind of like walking to the steps, and boom, next thing you know, you're in a boss fight you may not be prepared for. Was a crazy kid with the hard disk drive and the network adapter. See, that's awesome. Yeah, I'd never had that. That's awesome that you did, though. I'm kind of jealous. Okay. But in this version, Tiamat is right here, so let's heal up again. And if you remember from the previous video, I did mention that if you did have a black wizard in your party, that you could cast Break when we were in the Sky Tower to beat Tiamat. This version of Tiamat, you cannot use Break. So you just have to beat it the old-fashioned way. Which we are going to do. And let's do one holy. I don't know why my alerts are not working. One Thumb, thank you for the follow. I really do appreciate that. I was about to ask, when you played 11, though, what was the class that you mainly played as? Let's get the Giant's Glove again. Really? You got the Warmech Facebook fan page back in the day and you still have it. That's awesome. That's really awesome. I actually did try to encounter Warmech here. I went up and down that hallway quite a bit, and unfortunately Warmech was just a little, was acting really shy. Decided not to pop out. But Warmech was a fun fight back on the original version of it. And if you were not leveled up enough, it would wreck you. You didn't like 11 that much? That's fair. People to grinding for experience. That used to be my method too on the original NES. Before I would fight the final dungeon, I would constantly go through the Mirage Tower and the Sky Tower and just go up and down until I fought one Warmech, and then I would leave, rinse and repeat. So I was like in the mid 40s, and then I would come here to finish up the game. Yeah, a lot of white parties during that. Alright, so we are pretty much here towards the very end. I'm just going to do all attacks, just for fun. Okay. So before we come here... Where's my ethers? Okay. And... Alright, everybody's healed up. You will level find the dinosaurs every time, and then cruise through the rest of the game. Oh yeah. Now do you remember the Peninsula of Power? From the original, because they unfortunately got rid of it here in the Pixel Remaster. But the Peninsula of Power early on... Oh, Fighter, Red Mage, 2 Black Belts. Oh, you're gonna just... Yeah, you're gonna breeze through the game. Do you remember me? I was once the most renowned knight of Cornelia. "2,000 years from now, you killed me. I am Garland." Oh, you did defeat me then, but the 4 great forces saved me by sending me back through time. Once here, I set the 4 fiends into the future, where they shall once again use the 4 great forces to send me into the past. In 2,000 years, I will remember none of this. But I will be reborn again here. So even as you die again and again, I shall return, born again into this endless cycle that I have created. Yes, that's what it was. It was a very tiny little sliver right past, right to the right of Provoca, up to the top. It was this square part of the map that actually pulled enemies that would be right outside of Lufenia. But if you had fire too, you could usually get them killed, and then you could just build up your levels and gold very, very quickly. Alright, so what can I say about this fight? So this version of Chaos is much different than the original. They really, really upped the challenge big time in this one. So what they did, he has more powerful spells, more HP. He's not a pushover, because he kind of was a little bit of a pushover in the original. And let me keep you as healed as possible. And he does that. He will occasionally cast Cure 4, completely heal himself, and you basically get to start all over again. No, your master cannot just 2-shot him in this version, because that used to be my entire strategy. The master would just come through, absolutely just wipe the floor with chaos. Not here. But the strategy is going to be pretty, let me see, actually, I may just want to do some heroes, just in case. So, chaos is actually pretty resistant to magic. So it's really going to be on the knight and the master to just kind of really take chaos out. So the red wizard is only here for support. Casting haste, and then it's going to be just casting temporal on master for the rest of the fight to let the master just really do the damage that it can do. There's temper. And again, temper will stack, so do not be afraid to just constantly use it. Get some extra heals here. No reason to conserve any kind of magic or anything like that. Just go all out. Yeah. If this was the original, Chaos would be dead right now. We are going to continue to boost up Master. Yeah, 3,224 damage and Chaos is still standing. Ooh. Oh, I did not want to do auto battle, but that's okay. Right? The original Masters, this would have been over. I'm almost out of temper spells. And I know he's got to be close to the end. There we go. Woo! I was convinced Chaos was going to do a Cure 4 and just heal up completely. But that's it. That's defeating Chaos. That's saving the world, ending the time loop. Yeah, the time loop was severed at last. The endless struggle that raged over 2,000 years had ended, and peace prevailed once more. The light of the four crystals restored the forces of wind, water, earth, and fire. It was a mere trick of fate that had given rise to the chain of Garland's wrath. But magnified by the four forces meant to guide our world, that trick of fate also gave birth to the fiends. Monsters had run rampant as the world sank into darkness. But all that is now past. With the four forces flowing as they were meant, the warriors prepared to cross time and return to the world they knew, a world where Princess Sarah, Queen Jane, and even Garland himself await. When was this fateful day that sent time spiraling into a loop? None can say. It seemed the cycle into which time had fallen would last forever, but the bravery of four young travelers changed that. They took the forces that filled the world with darkness and used them to bathe the world in light. None will ever recall the struggle of the four endured, for the breaking of the chain means that it never existed. Yes, I do remember the hidden minigame. That was when you were on the ship. I think you had to press like A, B like 55 times, and it was the numbers like 1 through 15, and you had to put them in numerical order. Yes, I used to, if that's the game that you're talking about, I do remember that. I used to do that all the time. And you got to run. Yeah, absolutely. One thumb. Absolutely. Great time just messing with you, and I hope you have a good rest of your night. Thank you for coming by, and thank you for the follow. Really do appreciate it. Tales of the dwarves and elves, of dragons and shining civilizations that reached for the heavens even as they fell. and now their return is upon us. With the memory of their struggle buried deep in their hearts, they will quietly watch over our world. Remember always that the forces of the world must be used as they were intended, that the power of light must never be used for dark, and that the true crystals reside in your heart. For you are the warrior who crossed time. You are the bringer of light. Yeah, so that is the very first Final Fantasy game. You know, the story isn't too deep, but it's a really enjoyable game. I did try something a little bit different in my playthrough this time around, where once I got the canoe, I went to the Citadel where I was able to get the healing staff and the gauntlets. And as you could see from this run, that was a game changer. It made so much of the random encounters that you have throughout the game so much easier. Like the ice cavern was really easy. Outside of the one fight I had against the dark wizards that actually just hit me with 3 back-to-back level 3 magic spells. Other than that, made a nice little easy run. As you can see, it's not a game that's going to take a long time to go through and play. But one thing I do enjoy about it is that you have a lot of options right from the beginning, and there's a lot of replay value with it because you have 6 classes that you can choose from, but you only have 4 places. And you can double up on different classes, and you can kind of experiment to kind of figure out what is your favorite style of gameplay. One thing that was in here earlier mentioned a knight, 2 masters, and a red wizard as a way to kind of just completely break open this game. And yes, I fought with that party once, and yeah, you're just going to pretty much just destroy this game with that party. And it's fun to do that. I love the ability to kind of break the game. I do love doing some different challenges. I've done different challenges where I took like a mage heavy party, like two red wizards, a white wizard, and a black wizard, and played the game through that. That was much more challenging. The thief, which is probably the weakest class in the game, but when he gets his upgrade to ninja, an absolute fantastic character to use. So yeah, it's just a really good game, and it was a really good setup for the series to come. So, anyone who's never played this before, I do highly recommend giving it a chance and really just kind of have some fun with it. And then next up is going to be Final Fantasy II. Final Fantasy II is very different. I really enjoyed the game. I know it's kind of divided within the fan base. I know the majority of people who've kind of played through all the Final Fantasy games kind of view Final Fantasy II as possibly the weakest. But what I found with the game, particularly like on the Pixel Remaster that we're going to play through, is it's really fun. It's a huge leap forward in story, huge leap forward, where this one is kind of like a bare bones story. It's just got 4 warriors of light, and they just appear. They got 4 crystals. You restore the crystals. You go back in time. You kill chaos, end the loop, and then you're done. You're Ruby. Exactly. Yeah, it's like not that many people like Final Fantasy II, and I think it's because like the leveling system, it redefines what it means to grind in a game. I enjoy grinding in Final Fantasy. I do. I don't know. I just find it fun. You can just kind of take a couple hours, just kind of build up levels, build up skills, and it's just fun. It's a fun, nice little relaxing way to kind of make your party strong, and then just go and break the game for the rest of the journey. With 2, I'll get into a little bit more when we get there, but they really changed up the battle system, and I think that's what threw a lot of people off, and that's why they didn't like it. I've played through Final Fantasy 2 twice. The first time I played through it was on the PlayStation 1. The second time is the Pixel Remaster here on Steam. And the Pixel Remaster is the way to play it. When I played on the PS1, like to build up like a magic spell, you would have to cast it dozens and dozens and dozens of times just to get up one level. It was the same thing with the weapons and everything like that. So it was very grindy. You had to spend a lot of time just trying to build up your levels, and it was worth it when you did. But the story is actually pretty good for being a very old Nintendo game. The story ended up being very intertwined. It was a lot of different people coming in and out of your party. You're dealing with the rebellion against the Empire. I know that sounds like Star Wars as I just said that out loud, and it's very, very kind of much within the Star Wars realm. You could definitely catch the vibes that they were using part of that. I mean, the original game came out, I believe it was, what was it, 1988 on the NES. But you had a lot of different characters, and you're going to see it's fun. It's a fun game to just kind of go into a more like open-minded, and I think that you'll find a way to like really enjoy it. Or at the very least, I'm going to try to show you a way to enjoy the game, because it can be fun. It can. But yeah, so after these credits roll, take a quick little break at 2 set up, and then we'll start jumping into that. But I'm just gonna let these credits roll for a little bit, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Alright. So obviously the credits are still going. I kind of want this to, we're gonna let the credits roll to the very end. And then we'll end the YouTube video there, and then we're gonna go right into Final Fantasy 2. Not yet, not yet. I kind of wanted to get through this run with the Final Fantasy like one I want to have completed, and I'm going to start uploading those videos this weekend. So I will have a channel coming up with actual stuff on there this weekend, actually Saturday specifically. I wanted to really chronicle just kind of a journey, through Final Fantasy. I wanted to be a little bit more casual. I'm not going to try to speed run it. At the same time, I'm not going to be going, for like every single super weapon or, do all the extra challenges. I may save that for another run through Final Fantasy down the road. But just as kind of like, look, this is a nice, casual way if you never played these games, just to kind of get into them. This is why they're really fun, why they're really good. And just kind of share some of my experiences with everybody on my favorite video game series. And this is pretty much the end of the end credits. So we will end this part of the video for YouTube right here. I want to thank everyone who watched this. Really do appreciate it. And if you did, please come back in and watch Final Fantasy 2, because we're going to hop into that next. Thank you.